Hello everybody, a recession is a when, not if. So I sold all my OCBC and I piled on Mapletree Industrial Trust. I talked about my purchase of MIT in my last video, and since then actually I piled on even more at 2.18, which was my last purchase price. I was hoping to get it even cheaper, but well, I don't think it's getting cheaper anytime soon. And in the meantime, I sold my OCBC and we're looking for a good hiding place. And I think MIT is a very good hiding place for the time being. Both offer around a 6% dividend yield. But this I think is a much safer play versus OCBC. So I'll talk about it now. So the purchase of OCBC was in early of 2023 when there was a big banking crisis and everybody thinks that all the banks in the world are going bankrupt. Of course, this was obviously stupid, led by the foreign institutional institutions who were short selling in crazy manic selling in fear. And the last I bought OCBC was at 11.95. If I'm not wrong, I started accumulating everything at the 12.20 or something, and just average all the way down. And this was the lowest that I got. So this was done in March, right? And I just sold everything at the 12.39 in June. So a 3 month holding period. It looks quite small, right? 11.95 to 12.49, so around 4% capital gain. But in the meantime, I also received a 40 cents dividend, right? So not a bad investment for just 3 months of work. Yielding around 7 to 8% total returns, I think. Actually, I wanted to hold for a very long time. I still think that in Singapore, you hold the banks and you buy some good quality REITs, and that's about it. Nothing else is very interesting on SGX. I was hoping to hold this for a very long time, but if you look at the numbers, I feel extremely bearish about the economy in the future. I think the STI is gonna really tumble in the later half of this year. I think the whole global economy is slowing down very very fast. It's just that the Fed doesn't realize it and nobody realize it. And I think Chinese economy is just going to the pits and dragging down the inflation and the world economy. I think economic slowdown is gonna drag over Asia very soon. This sell by the institutions and the short sellers of the banks was extremely stupid. So subsequently in June, you read the article from Straits Times. Singapore banks was so flush with money that they actually lent to MAS, right? If a bank is in trouble and go bankrupt, there will be no way it can lend money to MAS. Again, this shows, right, that don't listen to the foreign media and the foreign fund managers. They are idiots. They don't know what they're doing, man. When there's a panic selling the Singapore banks about insolvency and liquidity and fears of all that, it sometimes makes some sense to be contrarian and just buy a bunch of it. Singapore banks are still safe. Original thesis of the banking investment was for higher for longer rates on China-led recovery. So if the NIM is higher and you have high single digit loan growth, then the profits will be very good, right? Because higher NIM times loan growth means a good bottom line. I now think that the NIM has peaked, and I think funding cost is gonna pick up with a higher deposit rates and FD rates and so on and so forth. And the top line is gonna slow down with the tapering of the Fed hikes. So NIM I think has peaked. And more importantly, I think China and US is slowing down rapidly. I don't think you're gonna get a very good loan growth anymore. And I think cracks are gonna emerge in the asset quality. I think there's gonna be pickup in GP and SPs on the loan portfolios for the banks in general, not just in Singapore but all over the world. Especially because of China. China's slowdown is gonna affect Asia big time. I expect trade financing to slow down, and a bunch of other problems are gonna emerge, especially related to the property sector. I don't think the interest rate cuts by the PBOC is gonna help a lot. The deflationary shock, the wave led by the property deleveraging, is still gonna wash over China tremendously, and that in turn is gonna wash over Asia. I'm bearish on the Asian economic growth for the next I don't know 6 to 9 months, I think. So PBOC actually cut rates recently. I don't think it's enough. I think a lot more policy measures should be in place, and this actually is not good for banks. Because when banks do well, they do well when economic growth is good and interest rates are high, right? So now that you have economy slowing down and rates cutting, I think banks are not a very good investment anymore. Therefore, I sold all my banks. So let's look at what happened for banks when there's economic shocks. So of course it's the GFC, and the whole thing went to $4. And then you have Euro crisis in 2011 and it went to $8. And then you have China slowdown, deflation, devaluation of the RMB, and it went to $8. And then you have COVID, of course, it went to 8 plus. Well, you can take a look at the chart and think of what's going to happen next. But I think if there's going to be concerns about the economic growth and slowdowns and economic shocks, banking crisis, Fed NIM peaking and so on and so forth, this stuff is probably going to go down again. So, well, you might think it's different. You might think that this is a trending stock, but I don't think I'm going to hang around to find out. So I run first. So if you look at why MIT, I think the perception of MIT as suffering from data center tenants defaulting and going bankrupt is completely stupid. If you look at the share price performances of the US tech stocks, Oracle is going bananas this year, right? Up 26%. Nvidia, of course, up more than 50%. Microsoft is up even more actually, more than 9%. So, I mean, if you have a demand for Oracle and the server services, you have demand for Nvidia for the GPUs for AI, you have demand for Microsoft from the cloud services and stuff, how can data centers do badly? It's ridiculous, it's stupid. So if you compare OCBC with MIT, both give you around a 6% dividend yield, and I think MIT actually gives you a growth story into tech stocks. In fact, I think it's a very, very cheap play if you want to play on the AI boom in the US. And anyway, I don't think it's a play. I don't think it's a hype. I think it's going to happen. I think AI is going to drive demand for data centers, and I have a much more different perception of MIT compared to the streets out there. Therefore, I piled on MIT and I sold my OCBC.